one thing, do you have what's your name? Brandon and what's your name?
Damon. Oh, I guess I could
Damien.
put my.
Damien. Okay, cool. Damien, do you have an account on Coinrule?
I do.
Yeah, can you please log in and then maybe you can share your screen?
Sure. And I probably use Coinrule a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see where I share my screen now here. Share screen. All right, let me know if you can see it.
Yeah. Really? Can you see it?
Yeah, that's perfect. Perfect. Okay, nice. Okay, first of all, what you doing on the rules? Let's start with the dash. What do you think about the dashboard?
Um, I mean, it's simple. I like the simplicity of it. Um, I like that you can look at active versus pause. Um, I would love like so I use it a lot to you can see I mean if Bitcoin's up sell so much, right? Because I'm kind of doing it every day, trying to learn some patterns and do something like that. I would love to see if you're looking at a single cryptocurrency, the actual current amount without going in it. Some things like that you can see what would be the critical information to see really quickly to know if you want to dive in deeper, right? Um, right now, all you see is a flat line, which means, of course, it hasn't kicked off any rules yet. But then you have to go in, and then even if I go in here, I don't really see like so this one, I see that I'm saying if Bitcoin has an increase by 1%, sell 150 to my USDC wallet, right? In my active log. The one thing I would love to see is, and maybe y'all already have this, is at what point did Bitcoin get set at when I hit my activity to kick off? That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I keep a spread. So like I said, I'm doing this a little bit different. So I'm probably only sharing my application, but I'll share my whole screen in a minute because I actually keep a spreadsheet alongside with my transactions. So I know at how much did I look at Bitcoin? When did I hit the tracking? What did I make on each tracking? So let me share. I'm gonna share my whole screen.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just share my whole screen. So I keep like understanding how to do here. Because like I said, I'm trying to look at it a little bit different. I know y'all have a lot of great rules. I'm just playing with Coinbase. I mean Bitcoin against my USDC and trying to increase the value of my account. And see if I can consistently do that. That makes sense.
Yeah, so you're doing auto swinging, right?
Right. Yeah.
I see. And what sort of information like the dashboard? You were saying more effective data.
Yeah, so really is unless you get me like in Coinbase and in Coinrule. Did I close it? I don't think. Let's see. I might have closed it. Let me go back into it. I guess I closed it. Unless you can tell me, is there a way to see at what price point you locked in? So on this one, right? I don't know if I hadn't found out the price that I locked the Bitcoin at.
Mm-hmm.
When you hit the so if I just edit it, I'm not gonna change it. So when you come down here and you hit your line, I see what price it is right now, but it doesn't tell me historically what price I locked it in at.
Mm-hmm. The price when you like rule.
All right, so this price was at 10,192.
Mm.
So that's why I just keep a spreadsheet to kind of help me understand at what point I locked it in at and when it should trigger or understand what it's going to do.
I see, that makes sense. And what would you like to see at this stage on one of the rows, for example? Is this data enough, or not enough, or
Yeah, so
information?
I guess if I look at this and I say, okay, I know I created this rule on the 18th because I named my names to know that. What I don't know is how is it trending against this rule, and I know certain things you can't do that because they're really looking at it globally against all of the cryptocurrency. So it may not make sense to do that globally, but since I'm trading one against the other, I'm trying to see, okay, what was Bitcoin against this rule, and since I'm doing an increase in my trend towards that increase or trending down. And I know it happens after you do it, after the rule is kicked off. So to tell you your profit from when you start everything, I'm coming here as to just monitor it to see where I'm at. It's not an easy way to see how I'm trending against my prediction. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, now let's go into create rule. Can you create a rule for us, please?
Yep.
Can you create a rule and do what I want to do and speak out loud?
Okay. So I do the demo exchange because I never really played with a demo exchange. So I'm Jay. What would you want to do? Like trade against? So in this demo exchange, you shows you your cryptocurrencies, right?
Right.
So you got Bitcoin 9.8. So you got Ether, this and this. And what it allows you to do is you can either start blank, like start your own rule, or you can do some of their rules already built out from a template standpoint.
Right.
So these are the rules that they have, which I love. I haven't been able to play with those yet. It's just haven't been my focus. My focus is really just trying to figure out how to sell high and low. So I do a combination of sometimes when Bitcoin drops really low, I just buy more Bitcoin out of my Coinbase account. And then I come in here and write a rule that if the Bitcoin increases by so much, so if you start it blank, you basically can say what type of event. You can do any coin. You can say has a price increase, a volume increase, or market increase, or decrease, and then you can tell it what it's going to do, how much, and then it's usually what I do is I'm buying against my USD coin. If Bitcoin increases, because I'm looking at my whole value of my portfolio, I'm basically saying if I'm trying to do is see if I can increase my portfolio value by between 5 and 10% each month, right? And so what I'm doing is saying if Bitcoin increases by 1%, start immediately, sell so much to my USD coin, right? And then what I'm looking at is, okay, if I get that increase, I'll take half and reinvest half. That makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
Interesting. Can you build one rule? Like actually build one rule?
Yeah. So let me how I usually start rules.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just show you because I usually don't have to start over, and so we can kind of look at a rule. So usually I come in here, and since that's my strategy, I'm always just going to duplicate a rule. So I know that this rule is going to use my Bitcoin account and I'm taking it and it says Bitcoin has a price increase by 1% from current price. So right now it's 10,173. I'm saying if it increased by 1%, I'm gonna sell $150. Right? So let's just do an easy one to my USDC coin, right? And that's usually, and so usually I just so I can see real quickly what I'm doing. And today's the 20th. That I'm using a simple strategy and seeing if I can, and then just hit launch, right? I don't do in anything complicated. And so it's just going to create that new rule that says if it increases. So usually when I do that, I put in what was the price range of Bitcoin, so I can kind of understand. Usually I'm doing more research to say what's the probability that's going to increase by 1% in that day. And so I look at this like every day and adjust things. That makes sense?
Yeah. Perfect.
And so that's the track thing I've been doing for the playing around with it for month after month and being adjusting and learning things. And so I'm kind of saying, okay, if I start with this amount, how comfortable am I getting and everything from that standpoint?
So, what do you think of the activity page then?
From I got one question about the wallets. I got one question about the wallet. So these, it attaches to any wallet that you're using. So if you're using Coinbase, Binance,
it's only
Poloniex, any of those, or Bittrex? Or is it only a certain?
Yes. We have at the moment, we support the top 5 exchanges. So yeah. Which one do you use?
Yes.
One?
Yes. So,
okay.
Coinbase, Binance,
we support those two. And also Kraken and a few others. Now, so we are kind of revamping the activity log page. Maybe let me okay, let's move into something else, okay, because the activity log page is going to be released. And then, so what do you think about is the app confusing? Is actually the app helping you do what you want?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I think the thing that because both before we both .NET and JV probably more advanced than me at this point. Is the simplicity of the if-then statements. I think we all learn that. And so and to be perfectly honest, I've been looking for it too because I want to be able to show. I have younger kids. I want to be able to give them something that easily explains it to them. And your platform, when I saw it, was I could sit down with them and they can understand it. So I think that was the biggest thing for me. The simplicity of it is what I really love. Like I said, the as I learn more, I'm a novice at this crypto. I have some concepts. As I learn more, I think the availability of quick glance information on the front screen may be better to see because like I run a BI, right? So one of the things I say is if I need to be able to quickly look at the first page and know if I need to delve in deeper. So that's why I say there's of me understanding that I locked in Bitcoin at this price. I'm expecting it to reach this price for my for me to reap the rewards. If I can see that quickly on the screen, that would be perfect. The other thing is that since the way I'm doing it, and I don't know how much of your portfolio of users I represent, probably a small part. If I had a way to have a push notification when the rule happened, I know it happens within the screen, but I have to go to my computer. If I had a way that it says, hey, your rule kicked off from a push notification, you can put in your phone number, that'd have been perfect for me too, because then I can react on my next strategy. I know you have if-then statements, but that's just something that's been going through my head.
That's interesting. And if you What type of feature would you like to see implemented? You know, if you have any idea for new features, for example.
Besides the push notification and maybe a little bit information of being able to see what price you locked in a coin in at, those are the two things that I've thought of. I haven't thought of anything more than that because it aligns to the way I'm trying to use the tool. So that's what I have right now.
And when you say notification, what sort of notification?
So when a rule kicks off or is executed, right? When the criteria is met, I know they put a notification in your inbox within the application, but I would love to just have the notification kick off on my phone. Kind of like a lot of the apps that's gives you update. Even Coinbase says so and so went 10% today. I would say, hey, your rule kicked off and was executed.
Right. So some type of API that goes directly to for mobile.
Yeah, just to say, hey, you know.
That's interesting. And then, will that be an email, or how would you receive it?
So not an email. So you could do a text, but like Coinbase and them, they have like Jay said, the API that shows up on your phone under notifications. Kind of like the same thing. Weather.com does things like that. You know, I prefer it more on my phone because everybody's using their phone now, right? And so I'm always tethered to my phone, and so it says, okay, your rule kicked off. I would love to just have that notification instead of me having to go in the computer, sign in my account, either look at the dashboard to see that it's off, right? It's just more steps that way.
Yeah, I mean, have you tried the web version of Coinrule?
I do have the web version, but I don't think that still kick off notifications. Hold on.
No, I mean, but you can. I think you can open it on your mobile. Can you?
Oh yeah. I do.
Have you got an Android or an iPhone? Android or an iPhone?
So the notifications. So do you have an export? Does any information or any of the rules that you have export to Excel or any of that?
Not yet. It's in our roadmap. What type of information would you like to export?
No, it's more of a little bit of what he touched on. I would like to see my wins and losses, just to be able to gauge that. I mean, he's doing everything manually through his own Excel spreadsheet. I'd like to see the same thing to be able to, to crunch numbers. I also work in BI, so sometimes I'm a numbers geek. Sometimes I like to see, how things look over time. So I think part of that would be a really good feature, whether it's real time or something that I know that my wins and losses for the month or throughout the year or whatever.
And what type of format will that be? Excel or CSV or?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, either way, Excel for me, but CSV probably for everyone else because data is data, so you can always manipulate it any way you need.
Makes sense. And so one question: if you had the web version open on your mobile,
yep,
would you be happy to receive notification from that web page? Or would you keep the actual Coinrule page open just to receive notification, or think it's too much and just close all your pages on your browser?
Yeah, I probably would. I don't really have a lot of browsers open on my phone. I usually use the apps, and just get notifications through my app because I'm trying to see if I got one notification here that I can shake. Okay, so you see, Coinbase sends notification. I don't know if you see it, but if Coinbase sends notification, it's just through messages. This is that the bad coin is up 10%, right? So it's more like that where I can get notifications, kind of the same thing of a Twitter account to send you got this notification, or it's more like that than actually having to open up the web page.
Mm-hmm. So would you be happy then to install a native app on your phone, Coinrule native app?
Okay, one more time, sorry.
Would you be happy to install a native app on your phone, a Coinrule app? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. And would you create rules on the mobile app, or would you still on the desktop to create rules?
Oh, I would do it on the app.
On the app as well. Okay, that's great.
I like working on my phone. It's fine.
Yeah, but when do you create rules usually? Which time of the day? Where?
Yeah, so that's part of my analysis, right? So I've been kind of doing different parts to where I've been looking at Bitcoin on trying to understand patterns. So I've been usually I'm an early bird, so I get up early. But then I've been trying to do it at different times of day to see if it gives me different looks, right, or different opportunities. So I haven't picked the time that seems to be better yet because I'm still in my studying analysis phase.
Great. And can go in the mobile in the web version for mobile phone. I just want to see if the mobile responsive website is usable enough.
All right, yeah, let's see.
What if, I mean, because there was one thing, what if you were to receive text messages when there is some rule acting, and then from the text message you will have a link that opens, will that work for the time being? Yeah,
that'll work. It's all about, I guess, to me, more of a push than a pull. So as long as I can get a push on where I'm at that time, it is more productive for me. Oh, I got this. I might need to react instead of me remembering, oh, I got to go log on the computer. So it gives me more one, accessibility with your application and how it's interacting with my thought process and my rules. Two, it allows me to be more about to do that, which is critical for me. Like you asked about what's the best time. Being able to see when rules kicked off, it gives me another piece of information that I can use in analysis, right? So as you know, I'm a number person. So I'm always thinking about the numbers and seeing if there are certain patterns that we can do. I've always been thinking about doing some machine learning around trying to take this philosophy and things like that. So the more information I can gather and have at my fingerprint to see patterns, the better.
Makes sense. And how much money have you invested in crypto in total, even outside Coinrule? What's your total?
I would say a little under less than 10 grand at this point. I was just because we started a long time ago, right?
At least.
But I can speak for myself. I have a family, so I gotta limit that. I don't think my wife appreciate me wasting too much on it. But I'm starting to get more in it. And so I'm gonna start investing a lot more. But I wanted to do it more on my terms and kind of some of the things I'm learning. If that makes sense.
If Coinrule gives you enough control on your assumption, on your strategies, on what you want to do.
I do. I would say the best thing for me is because I'm doing it more like I'm looking at day blocks, right? And since I can't be up 24 hours, but I can say, okay, this is my assumptions on patterns. Coinrule executes it for me when I can't be. So that's the other thing I love about it. I say that the only thing is, time is money. Is as I'm looking at, you saw my spreadsheet. You got Coinrule open and say, okay, this is Coinrule seeing coins at, seeing the crypto at, and copying and making sure I have that information to capture it. So that's why it becomes important to me to be able to say, oh, if I can do this faster, or I can see the information there, it may save me a few minutes of time. from that perspective. But the way I'm doing it right now is it's a perfect tool to marry up with my thought process.
That's interesting. And when you start trading in crypto?
I started trading I would say probably I started learning a lot about it. What Jay really getting into it, learning it 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was 2017, definitely.
Yeah.
And how did you get to Coinrule?
We got it big.
Okay.
Before the big Bitcoin rush.
And how did you get to know about Coinrule, guys? How?
I got an email. I'm trying to think what email I got, because I think I remember one of the emails said you partner with somebody. And that's how I got the email. And so I just looked at it and liked the platform, liked the easiness. Like if then was the thing that caught my eye, only because I was looking for something really simple. Because I think I know I looked at some other applications. I can't even think of the name right now. And this one seems a lot more streamlined, a lot more. I'm not gonna say simple because I know it's stuff behind the scenes that make it complex. But the interface was simple and it felt more like a normal person tool than a trader tool, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And if we were to stop the service, how would you feel?
So that landed on me funny, only because I feel like I integrated into my process and it's aligning with my thought process, and then I'll be like, well, wouldn't that be something? So I would be disappointed, to say the least, because like I said, I'm integrated and I'm learning and I'm feeling this helping me get to where I have a vision in my head to be. So if it's no longer there, one, disappointed. Two, I haven't seen any other tool that caught my eye around this, from all the things I said, the simplicity of it, the ability that I feel I can teach somebody novice and give it to them. I feel y'all have a things I heard. So to say, okay, always a way to put investment in time, it's always going to be a disappointment, right?
And do you had a chance to check our blog or some of the articles that our guy published?
Yeah, I think the last blog I read was it was on crypto, and it was talking about the fear of missing out. It talked a lot about when to buy high and low, and kind of perceptions on how crypto gonna go. I get the name of it. So yeah, I read. I think that was one of the last ones. Yeah, because I don't know who writes them. Was it?
Yeah, we have Oleg, we have Ruben, that's how I end up trading, and
Ruben,
Ruben, really good specialist. So you find it useful, or okay, or from 1 to 10, how useful are they for you?
So I would say, if I was rating it, and you saying I'm just putting in a global bucket, right? Because I could break it down to different categories. I would say is useful from me, and then I'll talk about probably some other. I would say probably a 7 or 8, because it confirms a lot of things you're reading. I would say, just like your tool, you have a natural way for a novice. It doesn't feel like you're right into an expert group, or you're assuming that everybody's an expert in crypto. So it is something that people can digest and understand.
That's great. And I'm not sure, are you a paying customer? Like, do you?
Yep.
Yeah. So what do you think about the price? You pay $13 per month, right? $12.99.
Right.
$12.99. What do you think?
So I'm just in 2 ways. I think the ability that you get for the additional prices of the additional strategies, I've seen other people charge a lot more. Not saying you need to raise the price. I'm just saying comparative. I've seen other people charge more. I think I've seen other groups charge by strategy, right? You give a whole group of strategies for a single price. So that's just a different payment structure. I would say for me, the reason I'm willing to pay it is just not to execute on any of those other strategies. It's really to support the product that's helping me. So I don't mind paying that way. So I can't say I really got the value out of all the G's. But it's more of I support your product.
Building a backtesting functionality. What do you think about that features?
So yeah, I kind of read up on that. And I think I saw the email because I think in the email it showed some of the back testing functionality coming out from the group you partner with. I would love someday, and he might freak out when I say this. One of the things I love about Google is that I can do all the things in one platform, right? And connect. So the more you can embed in your platform around an idea, around a strategy, or around the philosophy of cryptocurrency, I'm always say that's a better thing, right? The more I have to go to multiple applications just to get my end result, the more opportunities I have to say, okay, this is a lot of work. Let me go find one that's all encompassing, right? So I guess the answer to your question, the more you can embed in there and actually show the value and have the value, the more I'm gonna be tethered to your product.
And also, it's how is your process for the investment decision? So when you decide about the strategy, what's your choice? Where do you go? Which web page do you go to check prices?
I just use Coinbase Pro and look at the candlesticks, strategies and kind of understand the patterns from that standpoint.
And where do you check the prices?
When do I check them?
Where do you check them?
On Coinbase Pro.
On Coinbase Pro. Okay. Cool. Yeah, because we're thinking also to integrate the prices of different coins on Coinrule. That's interesting. And how? So of course, for backtesting is for us it's a big effort technically, and it's going to be part of the next plan, kind of next package. How much would you be willing to pay to have the extra backtesting functionality?
Right? Because you're trying to treat value to it, right?
Yeah.
I guess the question would be, for me, is what value did I get over than my current process, right? So how does that back testing help you with the strategy within your platform, and what value do I put on that and compared to my strategy today? And so I don't have a price on that. It'll be hard for me to say. And part of my sentiment is that I like your too, right? so part of it saying, okay, what's that value to me to stay within this platform, and I can do all the things. Right for that right now, to be honest.
Would you be happy to pay per each backtest? So you say like, I have this strategy, I want to see how it would have performed in the last 2 years. So I just pay, I don't know, something to run this backtest, or would you pay as a monthly, like as a part of a package? What would you prefer?
So my preference is all the time is I prefer more subscription to know I have it. That's just my preference. I don't particularly like a la carte all the time. It feels like I'm more leaning into a subscription base to know that I have it, I need it. But that's more probably by personality. I don't know. Yeah. Most people may like a la carte, but because I compare it to, like, if I look at like a Netflix or something, how many people would say they would rather pay by movie versus just having that subscription, right?
Yeah, totally. Amazon Prime, you can go and you get a single movie,
right?
And then Netflix. Yeah, that's a good question. Actually, it depends from the audience. And okay, I mean, what's your job, by the way? I don't know anything about you, Damon. What do you do in life? Like,
Yeah, so I work for one of the big banks over here. I run a business intelligence team.
Okay,
Hence all the numbers.
I see. And so you have a kind of a company that works for some banks.
Well, so I actually work for the bank. Jay
Okay.
over there works for himself. That does for other companies. So
And when you say business intelligence, is it for which bank, if I may ask?
Wells Fargo.
Wells Fargo. Yeah. That's great. Okay, that's interesting. And yeah. Okay, now I understand why you're really into crypto, because you're in the world. So, and what's your background? Did you study anything about business banking, or how did you get into it?
Oh yeah, that's an interesting conversation. So my original background is architecture engineering. But I also have a background in .NET development. So I can develop, but it was more about learning how to be an intermediary between the business and the actual developers to be able to understand both ends. How to talk to them, because I did a lot of project management for IT projects. So
that's very interesting. Cool. I'm done with all my questions. Do you have anything else you want to share? Anything about anything?
No, Jay, you got any questions you want to ask?
Yeah, Jay.
No, not right now. I'm going to probably go in and kick the tires and see. I mean, it's very interesting. I've seen a little bit more of how I can use the tool now, because I've been doing a lot of stuff just off the top of my head, and just doing things my way. So yeah, I can definitely see a different use case for Coinrule. So I'll go in there and try to set up an account and kick the tires a little bit.
That's great. And guys, if you're ever in London, please come and say hi. We just got a very nice office on the 32nd floor, so you can see all the London.
Wait, I'll switch on my camera and then you can actually see it.
But you can see all London.
Yeah, you can see actually our banking sector somewhere over there.
Oh, this is in London?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was just there.
Yeah, my daughter was just there, right? They were just over there.
Also, guys, if you ever want, so Ruben, our head of trading, who writes those articles, he runs like demo sessions, one-on-one sessions with users, where he kind of can talk you a bit through some of your trading strategies. So if you ever want to book one of them, just write in our Telegram community or write to him directly.
Yeah, you can ask him anything about the coins going up.
Okay.
Yeah, Ruben's great.
It's very nice. Have you talked to him?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, very nice.
Fantastic.
Cool. Guys, thank you so much. Yeah, we can, we can maybe you can give some feedback testing, and you can give some advice on the back testing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Testing and give some feedback.
Yeah, why not?
Thank you so much, guys, for your time, and also especially the enthusiasm. It's very, good to see. We love
Really. Thank you.